Now it's time to get started. With Module 1, we're going to talk about identifying the financial fit factors for you and your family to make sure that the colleges your student applies to are within your budget. Now, whether the financial aid process and how much money you have to pay for college is a driving force or just something that you'd like to consider, the Build Your Perfect College List program is going to make sure that you become an educated college consumer when it comes to financial aid and what your child might expect from a financial perspective after they apply to the schools that they're applying to. I have to tell you that probably the number one complaint that we get from people who don't work with us directly is that they can't believe that they didn't get as much money as they thought they were going to get from a financial aid perspective. And it doesn't matter if your student is a 2.7 GPA student or a 4.7. It doesn't matter if your student has a 1010 on their SAT out of 1600 or a 1580 out of 1600. It doesn't matter if your student has a 21 on the ACT or a 36 on the ACT. All in, when you go through the process, you want to make sure that you understand how the colleges that your child is applying to handle and address financial aid from a need-based perspective as well as from a merit-based perspective before your student applies. It's no different, and I tell my clients this all the time, but it's no different from buying a house, a car, or a business. You obviously want to make sure you understand what is within your budget and what you can afford before you put the down payment down, before you sign on the dotted line. And if you're in a position where financial aid and paying for things is not a major factor, you still want to be smart and intelligent as you go through the process. You don't want to leave money on the table. Why would you do that? So this first module of identifying the financial fit factors for you and your family is key, and it's the foundation for everything going forward. There are a lot of great students out there. And when I say great students, again, it doesn't matter where you are, where they are on the scale, on the lower end of the academic scale or the higher end. That doesn't mean that one is better than another. There are a lot of great students out there who can qualify for need-based potentially, but also merit dollars, which is the free scholarship money that most people are looking for. But you have to apply to the right types of schools. You have to understand how colleges that your child is applying to handles and addresses financial aid from a need and a merit basis before, again, key is before they apply rather than after. Because after the fact, you're not going to change a college's financial aid policy. You're not going to do it. So you don't want to get in a position where your child got into and accepted to a college and it's their top choice, but now it's outside of the budget that you and your family can afford to pay. We want to avoid those specific mistakes. And this first part of building your perfect college list, the financial fit factors, is going to give you an introduction to how financial aid works, how to identify whether or not your student is going to qualify for both need-based and merit-based aid at the specific colleges that your child is interested in. It's also going to allow you to identify the necessary questions that you're going to need to ask admissions and financial aid offices of the colleges that your child wants to apply to, so you confirm that you're making intelligent decisions and verify that you're on the right path of the right schools being part of your student's college list. This is the most important part and a driving factor for many, many families, and probably the reason a lot of you have actually purchased this course in the first place. So take your time, print out the worksheets, have the family conversation, and let's show you how to understand financial aid and how to understand how the colleges that your child is interested in address financial aid to make sure that you're on the right path for college admissions success, but also college financial success. Good luck.